Why stem cell banking is really a bad return on your deposits. Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Loniewski, board certified orthopedic surgeon with cellularhealing.net, and we're going to talk about a passionate topic today that I just really got to get out there and let people know about. And that's about the scam of stem cell banking. So you may have been approached by ads on Facebook or Google, or you may know somebody that said you should really store your stem cells. You should bank your stem cells. And the overall premise is that if you do this now, your stem cells are always going to be in the best shape that they're ever going to be in, because as you age, those stem cells tend to deteriorate. So I can see where that premise comes from, but the facts are that the dental pulp that you have in your teeth, those stem cells stay the same from the time you're born until just after age 65. So if you ever have a problem that really does need stem cells, you can use your dental pulp anytime you want. The second thing that we have to talk about is the falsification that you can use these cells for anything. Well, right now, the FDA and Health and Human Services only allows it to be used for two things, and that's blood and bone marrow derived cancers like lymphomas, and it's only in you or up to a second degree relative, and in some breast cancer treatments. Other than that, you cannot use it for anything. So if a salesperson from one of these stem cell banking companies tells you you can use it for arthritis or Alzheimer's disease or ALS or cardiac disease, they are lying. You cannot use it for that. Also, when you store these cells and you need to get them, when you reanimate them, you lose about half those cells. They need to tell you that. So whatever you're going to start off with, you're going to end up with only about half, if it's reanimated correctly. And reanimating is just not a simple thing of just taking it out of the freezer and putting it on your kitchen counter. It doesn't work that way. It's a very complicated process where a majority of those cells can all be dead if it's not done correctly. Another issue happens to be about, I will just go ahead and take these stem cells and I will transport them to a country that is friendly and will allow me to use these cells. There's another problem with that. Once they're banked in an FDA approved center, they cannot leave the country. So you can't take them out of the country. Finally, we'll talk about the lie that the FDA is ready to approve hundreds of indications for the use of stem cells in different diseases. Now, there may be a lot of studies that are ongoing right now that are monitored by the FDA, but when they do get through their final approval, if they get through their final approval, which only about 6% do, there's a problem with that. It's only approved for that specific stem cell line. So companies that go through a very complicated and very, very expensive process to get their cell line approved by the FDA will have that patented. So you can only use that cell line that's patented by another company and not your own cells. So the FDA doesn't give blanket indication for all types of cells. It's for a specific cell line that undergoes a specific, well-controlled process that they can monitor. So those cells that you have that are stored under a very expensive process right now are basically useless. You can't take them out, you can't transfer them to another country, and you can't use them for any FDA indication other than bone and blood-borne cancers. So, as you can see, stem cell banking is a scam. It's a big scam. And it's a really bad return on your deposit. So don't do it. This is Ed Loniewski, board certified orthopedic surgeon with cellularhealing.net, because these are your cells for your healing.